If your man ain't got no job, ladies, guess what? I blame you. I blame you because you can help that nigga fill out his resume. You can help him do a great resume and cover letter. Help that nigga to fill out an application. You know niggas don't make their letters capital and they don't dot their T's and they cross their T's and dot their I's. You know niggas don't be detail oriented. So if your man does not have a job, guess what? It's your fault, Pooh Bye. It's your fault. You know what I did when Bolo came in? Y'all know the story. If y'all don't know the story, let me tell y'all the story. Bolo was in New York. I was here in Maryland. He kept chatting with me in my inbox. Back in the day, you know how we used to be on a desktop. We wasn't on our phones. We was on an actual computer. Going on MySpace and then Instagram. Black Planet was first, then MySpace, then Instagram. Then Facebook, then Instagram. So we met each other during the MySpace days and times. But we ended up talking to each other on Facebook. So he kept talking to me, kept popping in my chat. You know how you typing along on the computer, you scrolling on the computer, and you hear something go, boop, boop, like a little pop sound. A nigga was popping in your chat. So Bolo kept popping in my chat. So by him popping in my chat, I'm like, what's up with this nigga? So we talk, we chat, we go back and forth with each other, blah, blah. So one day I was on the computer. I said, look, it's getting really late. I'm about to go lay down. So I go to lay down because I'm on the desktop. I'm about to lay down. I don't want to sit at the computer no more. You're in a computer chair. You're at a computer desk. You don't want to sit there. So I'm like, I don't want to sit here no more. I'm about to go lay down. So he like, well, damn, why don't you shoot me your number so I can call you? And I'm like, call me. I don't enter that date. Like, I can meet a nigga outside. You know what I'm saying? So he was like, nah, I just want to talk to you. So I gave my number. He called me. And when he called me, I was like, God damn, this nigga sound good. Let me go back on his page again real quick. So I go on his page, get back on the computer, log back in, go to his profile page. And I see his picture. I'm like, oh, yeah, he jive cute. Because, you really don't be paying niggas attention. You know what I'm saying? You really don't be paying niggas attention. That be popping up in your inbox. You know what I'm saying? Like, women be like, oh, niggas in your inbox is thirsty. I say, I now call him my husband. Write that down. He went from thirsty to my husband. Write that down. So, after, he kept hitting me on Facebook and his profile when he go on his page and his status would be some shit like, good morning to my wife Gigi. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, this nigga tagging me on his wall. He don't got no other females looking at it. Ain't nobody else looking at it. So I said, okay, cool. I go on his page. I scroll down to all his little posts. I go down his wall. I try to see if it's a female somewhere. Don't see nobody. So I said, okay, cool. So I talked to him. So he fell off the face of the earth for like maybe a month. I didn't talk to him for like maybe a month. From October to November. So probably from October to November, I didn't talk to him. So his thing is, I went to Guyana, and I said when I come back from Guyana, where he was born and raised, he's half Guyanese and Chinese, but he looks Spanish. So he said, look, when I go back, I'm gonna go in on her hard. I'm gonna go hard on her. So every day he was hitting me. He was calling me his wife, and I'm like, he calling me his wife. I'm not his wife. Like what? Like I would do comedy shows, and I started doing comedy in 2008. So I would do comedy shows, and I would write on my wall whatever a promoter ain't pay me, or whatever happened, some type of issue happened. And I would post about it, and he'd be like, who I need to come to Maryland and kill. And I'm like, oh, they want to kill somebody for me, right? So I said, look, if I make some money, I'm going to come see you. So that Wednesday and Thursday combined, I made $1,000 in 2 days. right? Doing hair. So I asked my mother because my car that I had was a 99 and I ain't trusted, to be on the road. So I said I wanted to rent her truck. And I said how much it would charge. She said $100. So she charged me $100 to rent her truck, but I told her I had to do a show also because I want to kill two birds with one stone. I said, look, I'm going to go do a show, book a show out there, and I'll be able to go see him at the same time since I'm going to be out that way. So Hamburger had a show at the Masonic Temple. So I went to do that show. So I gave my mother $100 to rent a truck. I went to see him. So when I pull up to his house, he gave me his address, and the whole way down to see him, he was like, what if you get here and I'm dark skinned? What if you get here and I'm 6'2"? He was saying all of the things that was the opposite of what he was. His insecurities playing out. So you're like, what if you get here and I'm dark skinned, but he really light skinned? What if you get here and I'm tall, but he's really short? And I'm like, it don't matter, it's whatever. So I get there, drove 4.5 hours. I pull up. Once I pull up, he comes outside, and I'm like, this nigga short. So he sat in the truck. So he hopped up in the truck, and I'm looking at him because, I'm sitting on all his ass. I'm sitting up on dubs. So I'm sitting up real tall, and he down short. So he like, where my kiss at? So I said, leaned down and gave him a little kiss. So we went to get something to eat, and then I went to get me a hotel room because I was spending the night. I wanted to have somewhere to sleep at. So we went to get something to eat. Now, he says it was Popeyes. I say it was KFC. I don't know why our stories is different when it comes to that, but it is what it is. My memory is KFC. His memory is Popeyes. So we go get some chicken. We sitting there, we eat, and we talking. And I'm like, damn, I really like him. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's a great communicator, which I knew New Yorkers was from me spending my time in the summers. So, we go back to the hotel room. And my girlfriend, because I smoke weed, but not like that. Like, I'm not an every day, every week. Like, I occasionally smoke. Probably like once a month I might smoke some weed. So my girlfriend, because I don't know how to roll a J, she rolled me up like 4 J's. My girlfriend Aisha. So I take the J's where we make you horny. So I'm smoking the J, puffing on the J, and I get horny. So I jump on top of him, and then I just start, you know what I'm saying, without saying it, because I don't want my mother or my father to watch this. But you know what happened. So we was cool. He left. He went home because he was like, he got to wake his brothers and sisters up and take them to school in the morning. So he left. I stayed there by myself. I put a refrigerator up to the hotel door. I put everything up against the door so that if somebody broke into that hotel room, I would hear them, right? Because I was scared of being there by myself because it's a hotel in the hood on Linden, off of Linden Boulevard, you know what I'm saying, in Brooklyn. So, I was cool with that. So I stayed in there, chilled in there, whatever. And in the morning time, he come knocking on the door. I'm like, who is it? And he like, it's him or whatever. So open the door. And for whatever reason, I said, okay, I'm about to take a shower. He's like, I'm going to take a shower with you. So he took a shower with me. And so while we was in the shower, he was like, do you think I'm a good dude? And I'm like, yeah, I think you're a good dude. I think you just need to be in your own element. You know what I'm saying? So one lady was saying that I spoke to his spirit. She's like, yo, you spoke to his spirit. But that's what I was feeling and that's what I felt. So that's what I said it was. So he was like, yeah, no woman ever said nothing like that to me. So when I was leaving, I said, well, shoot, I got class tomorrow because I do hair Friday and Saturday. I got a full book. You know what I'm saying? So I need to, I need to get the stepping, but I really don't want to leave you, so come back with me. So he was like, I don't know what they do out there in Maryland. I was like, what you mean what they do out there in Maryland? We was like, I do in New York. I mean, what? What you mean? We eat, we sleep, we drink, we whatever. So he's like, I bet. So he comes back with me for the weekend. Every day he kept missing the bus because I had to go to work and do hair, and I would take him with me. And he's supposed to take the bus on Sundays, supposed to take the bus on Mondays. So he really was not pushing to get on that bus. So once, we got to that point, where I'm living with my mom. I'm in her basement. So she was like, where he live at? I said, he live with us. You know what I'm saying? So we went to church one Sunday, to my mom's church, and it was her first time, our first time being there. So we stood up as first time visitors. So she introduced all of us, and then she said, those were my sons, and that was my fiance. So I'm like, oh, she just lied in church because we're not engaged. So he was going to work on me every day. Like this one girl that do hair in the suite when you first come in the shop. You can see, she can see people when they come in, but she can't see people when they come out. So when I was going in the shop, she was like, ain't no motherfucking way. Every time I go to get something to eat, I gotta get a nigga something to eat. Because he with me every day talking about my husband. I know she's talking about my husband. Because when I came in, I went to my room, but I forgot something in the car. So I walked back out and I overheard her talking about my husband coming to work with me every day. So one day we got up. He said he didn't want to go to work with me, so he stayed home with my mother. So when I came back that evening, he asked me, he proposed. He said, can I talk to you for a minute? So I go upstairs, he at the table. He proposes to me and asked me to marry him with a ring, my mother's ring that she was engaged with. So I'm like, hold up, wait a minute. Did she ask you to marry? Because she lied in church? I mean, what? I'm not confused because you ain't got no job. So why would she want you to marry me? And why would she give? I don't understand. So I ain't feeding into it. I said, yeah. So we stayed together, I said, that's all right. It's all good because I'm going to help him. My sister always say, why you got to build a nigga? You always want to be with a nigga. You got to build up. It's not that. It's just that if you feeling somebody, you meet somebody, y'all cross paths, and y'all have something in common, and you realize, hold up, he ain't got no job. I'm not going to not deal with him. I'm like, oh, I'm going to help him get a job. That's just me. So he came in November. We got engaged in December. We got married in January. So my mom kept saying, oh, that nigga ain't going to marry you before we got married. Oh, that nigga ain't going to marry you. He faking. I said, well, we trying to get him a job first before we get married. But, she was whatever. So one week she put us out the house. She told us we had to go for whatever reasons. And we was staying here and there, or we would stay with my girlfriend, stay with my cousin, stay with this person, stay with that person. We paid everybody that we stayed with, though, per night. By me doing hair, I'm making money. So, I'm saving pennies. We sharing meals. We go to Subway and get a 6-inch stub, a bag of chips in the soda, and split it together. That's how dedicated we were. And so, then I saved up enough money to get us an apartment. So I got an apartment, a 1-bedroom over there in DeVille Terrace and Capitol Heights. And we was staying there. But we was fighting, we was arguing, we was doing a lot of stuff but because he didn't know. He didn't know that I wasn't that type. Like, I would tell people, you might be Baby Boy, but I'm not Jody. You might be Ike Turner, but I'm not Tina. I don't believe that if a nigga put his hands on you, he loved you. I don't believe that. So once we established that that's not good, you know what I'm saying, we moved on. So anyway, I was like, we praying to God to get you a job, but we not married. We fornicating every night because I was in church real heavy. We fornicating every night, and then we praying to God to get you a job. No, that's not going to work. We got to be in right standing. So we got married. So once we got married, every time one of my clients come to get their hair done, I'm like, ooh, my husband need a job. Anybody hiring? And I'm like, oh, they like, oh. So one girl, she said, yeah, they hiring us. So he went down, went on the interview, blah, blah, blah. And he was on that job for 7 years. So when he lost that job, I'm like, oh, let's get some crabs, some shrimp. It's all good. We're going to celebrate. About to get you another job. And then we went down to the unemployment office, got another job. So now he went from hospitality to construction. So now he's doing construction, and he gives me his the entire thing. All I need. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I know you in with both feet. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you roll up on the pool, you don't want to get that cold feeling. You put one toe in, you put your foot in, no, he jumped in full body, and we jumped in full body. So as a result of that, we've been married for 11 years. How long y'all been together? 11 years. How long y'all been married? 11 years. A lot of people want credit for all them years they've been shacking up. How you was together for 20 years and you only been married for 2? Like, y'all just say, you know what? Since you gonna keep on around here, we might as well get married. That's what y'all said. That's what y'all said. You know what I'm saying? So, at the end of the day, you know, relationships are relationships. If you're looking for the perfect one, you will never find the perfect one. When you get to a place where you yourself can't control your own actions, how can you control somebody else's? How can you control your spouse's actions if you can't even control yourself? You would have said how many times you gonna stop smoking, you gonna stop drinking, you gonna stop doing this, you gonna stop doing that, and you find yourself doing it again. But you want somebody else to be perfect. Marriages fail for 3 reasons: a lack of sex, a lack of communication, and a lack of money. You know what I'm saying? Those are the main 3 reasons why they fail. So you yourself, you got to realize, you got to recognize, and you got to see it for what it is. And understand that your shit stinks too, poo. Oh, he was a narcissist. Oh, he was this. Oh, he was that. Oh, he cheated on me. Okay, so what if you're the one that done that? What if you were the one that cheated on your spouse? What if you were the one that was a narcissist? And they still with you and they never left you? Men can leave too. Why don't they leave? Why don't they? You'll get married 10 times. He'll only get married once. Why? Because he only see you as his wife. And once y'all get married, for him, that's it. So, I just wanted to let y'all know my perspective and my take on, relationships and marriages and what have you. I just wanted to let y'all know my backstory.